Hello internet, it's Jude here, and today I'm just going to be talking about how to be single because I haven't been single for a very long time. I also wanted to let you guys know that I do have a place to stay. My friend RYKER and their mom let me crash at their place for a little bit, so that's super nice of them. I'm very grateful for them letting me stay here. The place that I was supposed to be renting out actually fell through the day that I was supposed to move in, so that was kind of a little bit of a setback and a little bit of a kick to the face, but you know, whatever, you move forward, and I'm still trying to, you know, figure things out. Japan is coming a lot faster than I thought it would, but I am prepared. I just went to the consulate the other day to get my visa, so yeah, all that stuff is kind of getting worked out, and yeah, so don't worry too much about me, world. I'm doing pretty decent. I mean, if you want to worry about me, that's fine too, but I'm getting there. I'm adulting. So anyways, today I wanted to talk about, I wrote it down. I called it How to Be Single because I haven't really been single for the last 6 to 7 years of my life. I've just been in like serious relationships, non-stop, continuous relationship. I had my first relationship and I didn't know it when I was like in grade 5 going into grade 6. I don't really know. Those don't really count. I honestly, he didn't ask me out. I guess we were going on dates, but I thought we were just friends. So whatever, that happened. And then in middle school, of course, you have like the short little dates. I didn't really kiss anyone. My first kiss was grade 8 Halloween with a boyfriend that actually I was on and off for a little while, but no, he's not that great. So moving on to high school years, in grade 9 is when I met Brandon. It's funny because I met him 11/11/11, the 11th month, 11th day, 2011. We were kind of like in a similar teen phase, if you will, where we both had like when I met him, I didn't have the scene hair, but I eventually cut my hair into that whole scene phase, and we were both in that whole thing. So that was kind of nice to kind of do that, but we both didn't really know who we were. He was 2 years older, which was really kind of cool. He was the first person I actually had sex with. I lost my virginity to him, and I cried after the first time because it didn't hurt or anything. I was just emotional, and I was happy, and I would never change my first time. I honestly don't really remember anything about my first time except for the fact that I cried. So yeah, so we were really, the relationship wasn't the greatest from either sides, like, you know, like it was not a good relationship, but we were in it for about 3 to 4 years on and off. At the end, we were together for like 3 years solid, but then at the end it was kind of getting weird. We would fight a lot, and he was a little bit like controlling, like, no, you can't go hang out with your friends. So I isolated myself because I wanted to be with him. I think another reason why I did that, why I let myself go be isolated just to be with this guy, is because my parents are, well, the people that birthed me, they were high school sweethearts. So I think in my mind I was like, oh, well, maybe this is the one that I'm gonna marry, blah 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 blah. It doesn't really matter about friends as long as I have this partner that I'm gonna be with for the rest of my life. And of course that didn't work out, and I lost a lot of friends, and it was kind of pushed me into a really socially awkward situation, and I didn't really understand how to make friends. I didn't really know how to make friends to begin with, but that obviously didn't help going into high school and then kind of isolating myself from everyone. So after that, after high school, I was still kind of seeing Brandon on and off through, you know, whatever. And then I went to Japan, and as soon as I went to Japan, like I was in the airport and I was Skyping Brandon while I was in the airport, and then after that I guess we just never talked again. And I was talking to Alex, who I met on Tinder, funny enough, and we started talking. I was Skyping him through the whole time I was in Japan, and then when I got back I just basically ended up moving in with him, kind of. Like, I didn't move all my stuff there, but like I brought like suitcases and just stayed with him as long as I could. I think I just wanted to get out of the environment that I was in, the family environment. I forgot to mention that when me and Brandon were together, we were both kind of into fashion and sewing. It was nice to have the similarity type deal of being into fashion and all that stuff. So it is nice to, like, that I did have things in common, and that's probably why we stayed together. And then when I was with Alex, he was still in university. He was going to Brock University, and he was in the theater, so I got to help out with that and go to school with him sometimes, and I thought that was really fun and interesting. But I feel like when I'm with someone, I kind of forget about myself. I never really had the chance to kind of think about just myself and my individuality because I've always been with someone constantly. It's always been a constant. Someone else is there what are they doing? I want to be involved in it. I want us to be involved together, and it's not just only me thinking about myself and what I want to do and where I'm going in life. So I think at the end of mine and Alex's relationship, I was just in a sour mood, and anything he did would irritate me and I would go off, and I'm not really sure why we got to that state. It wasn't that he was doing anything like super wrong. Of course, like in relationships there's always like bad things, but we're not going to get into that. But I don't know, it was just rocky at the end. So and I ended up leaving Alex, but I met Cody at that time. So I ended up meeting Cody, and then I moved in with Cody really fast again. I didn't want to go back to my home situation, a home environment. And then I was living with Cody for about 2 years, and really nice to meet Cody because he kind of opened me up to what I needed to be opened up to, what I like to help me discover a little bit more of who I am. So because he was trans, because he is trans, I don't know what he goes by now because on his Instagram it's he, they, and he's kind of told me about that before we broke up, but I don't know. I've been trying to be his friend and reaching out to him, but I don't understand what's going on. I miss our friendship if you are watching this, Cody, and if not, then I don't know. I just hope that you're happy and you can maybe be happy for me too. Yeah, anyways, it was really nice to have someone to connect with, and I was telling him how I feel like I'm in between the two genders and that I don't know what's going on, and I feel so out of it, and like how even he, well, when he was just trans, that he fits into a category of trans, and I'm like, what do I fit into? I feel so alienated. I don't feel like myself. That's when he kind of brought in the non-binary aspect of it, and it helped me discover more of who I am and how I feel comfortable in this world and where I fit in. But unfortunately, I kind of got lost in that relationship, and I just so wanted it to work out, and I was willing to give up my dreams to be with this person. I was willing to just settle and live like a fairly normal life just to be with this person. And unfortunately, he wasn't wanting to do what I wanted to do. Like, I wanted to move out almost even before a year happened. Even before we were together for a year, I wanted to move to Toronto, and he just wasn't ready. And then I was saying that, like, okay, well then I'll move out by myself and you can stay here. And then I don't know, it was just weird, and I think that it was a good thing that we ended up breaking up. Of course, it wasn't meant to be, and I feel like we were meant to be just friends in the long run, but it just, I latch on to people, and I don't like being alone. So I think that was a little bit on my fault on that end. But of course, he obviously wanted a relationship too at the time. So, and I'm not saying that it was an all bad relationship. We had a great relationship for the first year or so, and then I think that I got too much in my head and yada yada yada. If you've seen my other videos, you know. And another reason why I really enjoyed being with Cody is that he had a family that I thought accepted me and would love me no matter what, and even if me and Cody broke up, they would still be there for me, which unfortunately didn't really happen. And when we were moving out, his mom pointedly said her towards me, and I thought that was very rude, and I don't know why she would do that, especially when she has a trans child of her own and understands the pronouns and everything. So I thought that was a little bit harsh, and I felt a little crushed that I thought this family that I was living with for almost 2 years would still, you know, kind of care about me. It turns out maybe not so much. So I kind of need to take a step back and realize that, you know what, you gotta live your own life, be your own individual, and you gotta get your own back, because not all the time. Everybody, you know, some people have different motives, and some people care more about others that are, you know, more than you. You can't depend on others. You got to depend on yourself. And I know it's really hard. It is hard. I don't want to just depend on myself. I would love to be able to depend on friends and family and all that, but I can't. Some people can. Some people can fully depend on their friends or their spouse or whatever, family, and that's great if you can, because those are probably really genuine people. Unfortunately, I haven't met too many genuine people in my time just yet. I am hoping to search and find some more, but as of right now, you know, not too many, and it's a little bit of a letdown, but I'm not gonna let it dim my spark, I guess. I'm gonna try to move forward and find more people that I enjoy and that make me want to do more things and adventure and, you know, experience things. So yeah, by the end of that relationship, I was going off to New York and Paris. I really wanted to get into vlogging and showing you guys what my life is like and all these adventures, but I was kind of totally lost with who I was and where I was going at that point in time, so that didn't really work out as well as I would hope. And then when I came home, everything kind of just fell apart, and it kind of needed to fall apart apart. I needed this. I needed this little kick in the butt to be like, you know what, you don't need to always be with someone. You don't always need to have a place, you know, like I'm kind of just floating around now without a certain place to kind of live, and that's okay. You know, you don't need all these things with you. They're just things, you know. You can always get more things, but you can never get more of you. Like there's only one of me. So I kind of need to reassess how I look at life and how I live life. And yes, I have to do more adulting and grow up and everything like that. But I just need to enjoy the day as it comes. I used to always plan ahead, and look at where I'm going, what's happening, what I need to do to get there. And now I can't do that so much because I don't know, you know, where am I going to sleep tomorrow night. So it's not very much, oh, what am I doing in a week or 2 weeks? It's like, okay, what's happening today? What am I doing tonight? Where am I going in the next like couple hours? So it helps me focus more on the day that I'm doing, and focus more on the moment at hand rather than the future. Because if you get lost thinking about the future too often, you're never going to enjoy the moment that you're in. And I'm starting to realize that. I obviously have talked about it in the past to myself and others, but this is kind of kicking me in the butt, saying like, hey Jude, you gotta, you know, focus on what's happening in the moment, and don't forget to live your life for now, because you don't know what's gonna come tomorrow. You don't know what's gonna come the next day. You don't even know if there is gonna be a tomorrow. So just try to do your best the day that's going on, and remember to just be true to yourself and be kind to others. If, you know, even if they're not the kindest to you, just let it go. They might have something undergoing, you know. Can't judge. You cannot judge. I'm trying not to push judgments on anyone, because it's not my place to judge. It's not your place to judge anyone except for yourself. So yeah, a little bit of a learning curve. I met Brad, obviously. You guys kind of know who Brad is. And I told him, I said, I don't really want a serious relationship because all I've known is relationships. And I've tried to move in with them right away because I wanted to get out of my family situation, which I am fully out of now. Don't know what I'm going to do about that yet. I'm not really too concerned. I don't want anything to do with that right now. I'm finding my own family. I've kind of started collecting new mothers. I've been going around, and my friends' moms have become my second moms, and it's really great to see how much people will actually care about you, like no matter what the situation. They're like, we understand, you know, like you can find a lot of love in different places that you wouldn't expect to find. I guess that's what I'm kind of trying to say. So thank you so much for everyone who's been helping me out and being there for me. You know, it's been a ride. It's still going. It'll be going for, you know, a long time, I'm hoping. So yeah, but I am pretty much, you know, I don't want anything too serious right now. I need to figure out myself and my individuality, and that's kind of why I wanted to name this How to Be Single, because I haven't been single in so long, and I don't really know how to be on my own. And you know, being individual alone in this world, it is a new thing to me. I'm 21 and I've never really been alone except for when I was a teenager. But back then, you know, you think the world revolves around you, and I can admit that. I can admit that I was a shitty teenager that was like, oh, woe is me, everything's awful, and I hated that. But I assume most people do go through that stage where, you know, the hormones are raging and blah 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 blah, and drama in high school and people and, you know, all that crap. But, you know, I got through it, and I'm here now, and I'm trying to do my best to be level-headed and genuine, just trying my best. I don't think there's a point in living unless I want to, you know, go out there and explore everything that this world kind of has to offer to me, and maybe help out people on the way, inspire people to do better, help the earth and the environment, because, you know, people are, I don't know, I'm getting way too deep into this, but maybe I'll do a video on like veganism and stuff like that. But anyway, so that was kind of a little bit about my life. I am kind of in a stable place right now, moving forward. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a big thumbs up, leave some comments down below for me to read, and if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe already. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.